Oh, welcome back to Newbie Challenge. Now, this track or commentary track has had to be recorded after. For some reason, Audacity decided to play silly beggars about halfway through and started skipping. so I had to start the audio and pictures were the same. At the end, they were so far out it wasn't really any true. So today we will be. I'm collecting the eggs at the moment, as you can well see, and we're just going to check and see how many more there is to find, and we got them all, so yabo sucks. Check through what work we got. Well, we got to clean, we got to put some water, some par food, of course, and some grass, but the grass is no problem as it's ready to harvest again. We just checked for everything, showing up what we've got. And we're 130,000, or just over 130,000 still in debt, and we've got about 4,000 odd pounds in hand at the moment. And it's just showing the number of vehicles we use, and that's it. That's the full vehicle count there. Prices don't make a difference. And just to let you know, we are using the unit conversion mod on here, so we're using gallons for liquid and kilos and metric tons for solids. Just as I understand both of those. Just checking that what we've got to do on the fields, and the fields are where we know. I've got to do one more lot of fertilising, so we're going to have to get the weeder out. But we'll grab the tractor, which has already got the bucket on it, and it's running. I left it running from the last episode. I've got the keep your vehicle status as you've ended mod on there. I forget what it's called now. Mostly a bit of a waste, really, because try to do all of this and that, but I like all these little script mods. I'm a script mod idiot. If there's a scripted mod, I'll try it. Right, just quick clean up in there, and this is where you will see the difference. That it looks a lot less when you're using kilos than when you're using litres. Because litres is a volume and kilos is an actual weight. Whether it corrects them properly, I don't know, but not too worried about that. It looks good. There we've got that nice and clean. Go and drop the grass back in the hopper. I don't put them in this hopper. It's rather a hassle to get the tractor turned around to be able to tip in there, so rather than that, I drive it all and put to the other feed hopper, shove it in there, it's easier. And I'm all for the easy life. And there's a couple of odd cows. They're gonna get a little bit of grass, not a lot there. And we have got some chaff or grass still in the bunker. We're just checking through what else we've got to do. Oh yes, because I couldn't remember whether I still had anything else that needed the bucket on, and we want a little bit of par food off. It's just about nothing to keep them cool. That's in the green at the moment, so it's not serious. And matter of interest, this series, and I better explain the series right through, is I'm using Newbie version 4, Newbie Farm version 4 by Cavalier, and I'm trying to do it with just what cattle you get to start with. 20. The bales that Roy gives you at the start, and I've made as much TMR as I could, because most of the gear when you get the map is leased. It's meant to be a difficult map. It's designed to be They're more from either idiots or experts. Now, I come into the former category, I'm an idiot. But I enjoy this challenge. And my challenge I set myself is to look at the last 2 years and hopefully get rid of the overdraft. So we got tried somewhere to make 135,000 in 2 years. Can't see that happen somehow, but we should get it down to a reasonable figure. I'm only allowing myself vehicles from the base game, the DLCs, the straw add-on, and I haven't got anything from there. And I'm allowing myself the Massey Ferguson pack. That's my one thing I gave myself to make things easier. Not so much for what I'm doing at the moment, because there's nothing there that really help me. But certainly if we can get another field and we want to put a crop in, the things like the baler, the cheap round bale baler in there, and a few other odds and ends will be very handy indeed. Mind you, transporting the round bales is going to be fun. And I think, if I remember right, there is a combine in that pack too, and that's quite cheap. That's the only thing I gave myself. Actually, look at the cow. They just like the stuff put over their heads. And we have a look now and we decide there's enough there. I remind myself I've got to do water, which is my price well, as you will see in the next sequence. So I've taken another drag on my e-cigarette. I haven't had a tobacco fag for, well, it must be coming up to 7 years now. Well, no, 6 years. No, I'll be coming up to 6 years now. Just trying to think when I had the cancer scare. And that's when I gave up smoking. It takes something like that to make me give up. Alright, we got rid of the forks, or get rid of the weight off the back, show it onto the front. And for once in a series, I'm not using the SOB weights, or as it wasn't 15, the OEB weights. I am using for once an in-game weight, because we had one, and I was trying to save money. Hence, only one tractor, and this tractor's from the Modern Classics pack. The Modern Classic DLC. It's an excellent tractor for what I'm doing there. Takes back onto this, and all of a sudden it hits me, water. Now you can see the penny drops here. Hammer around to the meadow. For once remembering I've got to turn down here. At times I go straight on there. Managed to get down there without hitting anything, and we come up to our second big mistake coming up fairly soon. Apart from getting up this morning, which was probably my biggest mistake. But they'll be cut off everything. Get out and open the gate. Well, once I remember which button I forgot. That was the left mouse button. For some reason I had it in my head it's a Q. I tell you, getting old is no joke. It keeps you a lot happy, watching me struggle all the time. Right, we get over to where I left the water tanker, which I leave in the field. It's not going to go anywhere, and it says drain it in and out. Now you may have noticed the error I made again. I forgot to shut the gate when I got in. Luckily, Giants cows are very well behaved. They don't go walkabout a lot. Get back and don't bother to look at me HUD. Well, if I didn't have it up, really. There, no background to where I can tip the water in. Water all gone. Here and drop it off again. And away we go. And it's somewhere around here, a saloon. Remember I hadn't shut the gate. But say these cows are very well behaved. They don't go wandering out. They know I'm looking after them too well. So we got 20 cows, and the next one has been born about 63 hours. Well, that'll be our firstborn. Cows breed in the summer, and the seasons. Sheep, I think, are spring, and pigs are now all the year round. It used to be. First, I think that was just autumn. Then they changed to spring and autumn. It's now all the year round, just to try and make pigs pay. Pigs are notorious, especially with that ration they need. I've tried to make those actually work. Now we can back onto the weeder and we get down to the main meat of the day. Not using the manual attach on this. Thought I'd have an easy life this time. Just have to back on or drive on and hit a button. And you'll also see I'm not playing that realistic, because I wouldn't be doing this sort of speed coming out of here. And also I will have to apologise, my voice is going a bit today, so if I start to clear my throat a bit, it's because of that. And there I had a slight stub. The shade of cache on all maps at the moment is simply rebuilding. I did think about taking the shade of cache out and let it rebuild from scratch, but it's too much like hard work, so I'll just let it go. And I'll just go with any studs we get. Now somewhere around here that the audio Audacity start to play up and start to skip. Don't you just love it when that happens? All that work. You won't know what gems I came up, but I'll tell you what, it's one of the best companies I've ever made. Alright, we get away, get this thing unfolded. And I think we will shut the gate, just so we can get in close. We ain't got to worry about hitting the gate. As it turns out, it was the least of my worries here. So away we go. Now, don't you dare start to skip again, Audacity, or else you'll be in for the big bin. Might have to just update it. See if there's an update for it. I like having control over both sound and vision separately. And we catch the hedge for the first time. And I forget to raise the weeder when back in. I cannot get the width right here. We're trying to get close to the hedge, but we're getting too close, and you are too close, mate. You're far too close there. There we go, into the hedge again. Get back in cab and try again. I think it might be sinking into this old noggin now that we got to keep away from that hedge. Yes, as you can see, we're giving ourselves a bit of space now. Somewhere around here, I should think about changing the display mode on the little map to show how well we're doing on I'm weeding this. In real life, because this wouldn't really work on here, you wouldn't bother to weed your grass. There we go, we'll just change that over. And we're about to see where we've been, where we missed. Not in quite real time, but close enough that it makes no odds. And we're now around halfway through, you'll be glad to know. We're just under halfway. Yes, and I start talking about 19, so we might as well do that now. I already got decided in roughly, well, in quite a bit of detail, one series I'm going to do. And that, you will see that when it starts. That will be starting almost from the start of 19. And it's one that I can use multiple farms on. There'd be no real problem at all. The other one I'll wait on a good map. British map by preference, with smallish fields and a simple road system. And here, as you can see, I'm getting very close to the hedge here. Actually, I've got the end of the weed stuck in the hedge yet again. But it doesn't quite dig in this time, because excuse me, all the hedges on this map are collidable. It's how I like them. Again, my fault. I told Roy I liked collidable hedges, because I think on his early ones they weren't. On this one they most certainly are. Plenty of things to run into. And by George, I managed to run into most of them. Yes, I was talking about the series on 19. Second one, I'm going to wait for a good map. Now, maybe Maypole. I don't know what order Roy's going to bring his out. Might be the one. I want one with small to medium sized equipment. Maybe Blickling. If Old Boar is doing another one. I don't know. I haven't heard from Old Boar lately. But that wants to be a British style map, because that's what I'm used to. Well, we decided to do a second headland now. We do half a second headland. We hammer on round. And I start talking about other things about, oh yes, the Steam forums, you know, some of the most toxic forums about the Steam forums. I don't think, is it my imagination, or do most people use them not like the games they're playing? Or not like a certain game, so they decide to post on that forum, even though they have no intention of playing it. I don't quite get what is what with the Steam forums. I read them, I'd never bother to take part in the discussions anymore. It's just too toxic. But there was a discussion of, in amongst all the usual, what, no VR? Or, I'm going to upset a few people who like VR. I'm going to say, so what? Most people don't want VR. Most people can't afford VR. A lot of people wouldn't even be able to run VR on their machines. So what is the big thing with VR? Anyway, that was one thought that came to me, and I just decided to set up GPS just to make it a little bit easier. And this is where you find out that with the multi-terrain on here, it tends to go off on its own heading, so you have to sort of bring it around by hand. And we know we're going to miss a bit up the top end here, but we can deal with that later. Yes, the next thing that came to mind was 2D and 3D ground. My answer is okay, 3D provided it works. So far I had 1 or 2 games which got 3D soil and they don't flaming work very well. They just put more strain on the PC for no real gain. That's just my opinion, and a lot of people will disagree with me. And feel free, it's a free country. But once I've got the mic, I might as well put my £4 worth in. I'm happy with the 2D and the effects that we can get out of it. There is word that Giants are trying to work on a system which will actually work without hitting the PC too badly or console too badly. That is the big problem, because you could put VR in, you could put 3D ground in, but you will take some performance hits unless you've got a mega computer. No, I haven't anymore. But that's not what I'm thinking of that. It isn't really necessary. It may add a bit of realism to it, but let's face it, most people want that as they want mud. I should just point out that most farmers wouldn't go out on the field if that's right muddy. It destroy the soil. Completely destroy it if you go out there when it's too muddy and start hauling the soil around. So most of them leave it until it's dryish, where possible, of course. And the other little thing I got was why John Deere, or how good are John Deere? Well, I hold no candle for John Deere. Yeah, there are no tractor band. Oh, you know the tractors I like, the equipment I like. I like class combines, class tractors, and JCB tractors. Everything else I'm not that worried about. John Deere is just another tractor, but that got me thinking. All the thread then went on to what was in people's local area. I had to go and see Mother today. We try and get up there a couple or 3 times a week to see her. Cousin looks after her all the rest of the week except for Sundays. So on the way there and back, I had a quick look at what tractors I saw on the road. I saw a couple of JCBs, because we're a fairly big JCB area here. A class, and what else was? Oh, and one John Deere. It's John Deere as well. I don't know what model. I don't know models of John Deere at all, I'm afraid. But I saw one that I'd never seen before around here, a Foltra. I had to look twice. Luckily I wasn't driving. I hate driving, so I let the wife drive. I just sit there as passenger. If I want to go anywhere, I take the bike. I'm far happier on 2 wheels than I'm on 4. I'm probably safer on 2 wheels than I'm on 4, to be honest. Right, there we go. We're getting this done quite nicely now, as you can see. So I said, well, what tractor would I have a John Deere on the farm? Yes, I probably would. On my make-believe farm, I probably will. But only if it will do the job. As you know, I also play with minimum equipment where possible. Minimum tractors, just enough to get by. Enough plus one, as I try and work it. Here I've got enough, that's it. Can't afford a plus one. On Blickling, I have quite a few tractors on Blickling. I have 3, which is only me working Blickling. I've got 2 JCBs and a Fendt for the front loader. I think so. Noska not have 2 class And I think the star, I think I've got the star on there, the mighty. But I don't have a tractor per piece of equipment. I can't think of too many farmers who do that. You need a range of tractors. It depends on your farm. If you're a small farm, we're probably 200, 250 horsepower, something about 170 odd, and we're probably somewhere around 100, 150 horsepower. That would probably be your limit, especially if you're farming on your own. You certainly would not have half a dozen 600 horsepower tractors. That just turned into a bit of a rant today, but I think that's frustration for having to remake the soundtrack on this video again. And I wish I could keep still, because every time I move, I got another burst of white noise into the audio track. I'm watching the audio track and the video at the same time. Watching it, the audio was actually recording this time, and we look like we've got it this time. I have to keep an eye on that. I have the second monitor, so I cut the audio there, but it was shown when I glanced across it was working, but for some reason it just kept skipping. Oh yes, the other thing I had to go on with mud. It's getting to be my personal hate. Mud on maps. Done correctly, it's brilliant. Done badly, it's unnecessary and hopeless. One modder who I presume he still is doing it right was Stevie. I know on the maps I played with Stevie's, and then played on his later ones with mudding. It was a scree of mud over the top, not a deep hole. Just enough to slow you down a bit, and got a big spray of mud all over the tractor. Looked good, and it worked perfectly for me. The ones I hate are bottomless pits of mud right on a track you have got to use. And let me tell you, if you were a farmer, you had all that deep, you'd fill it. It would be one of your main tasks would be to put some concrete in there, sand, anything you could find, just to fill that hole up. Tractors are expensive. You do not want them stuck in a mud hole. Anyway, that's my rant on mud. Done. It's my bad-tempered video, this one. It upsets me when it doesn't work, as this didn't. I hate having to record the video, the soundtrack again, because it never sounds good. And all those gems I came out with, and I can't remember any of them now. As you can see, we're almost there now. But a couple of 3 more passes and we will have done this. So let's take another drag. Oh, what else we got to talk about? I must have talked about other things that lasted the full 35 minutes or however long it was now. The trouble you see, when you get to a certain age, your mind wanders rather a lot. And if you ain't got much of a mind to start off with, it's bad. I saw props. It was suffered on the this audio Audacity was the shortcut would work, but I should have all the shortcuts switched off for it. Because as you know, if you play Farming Sim, you know just about every key on your keyboard, your mouse, your joystick, your wheel, just about all mapped to something. I know mine are. I haven't got a spare map. Now I get a little bit concerned here. We've got another one to do, but we're going to be very close to the tree, but look at that, we miss it. I am proud of that. I missed a tree. Perhaps I should go back and try and get it again. And another drag. I was trying to think what else to say. It's a lot easier when you're doing the commentary live, let me tell you. I could just put some music up and shut up, I suppose, but I like talking. So you've got to put up with it. Yes, I was also talking about what I was going to be doing on 19. 2, possibly 3 series on 19. One will run right through the life of 19. I already know what it's going to be. That one will probably run through, if the right map comes up, the biggest part of the life of 19. And I'm going to be running possibly another 19 series to be decided, see what maps come out. I will also be carrying on Motorsport Manager. I know it's my least popular series, at least going by the views and the likes and all that, and the comments, it looks my least popular. But if I want popularity, I'd start swearing, shouting, and at the top of my voice and getting all excited when I was doing something. It seems to be the way, not my style. And I might do a series on other games I play or have played. I went down quite well in the 65 years series I did when I looked back over gaming life and some of the games and brought some to life. Well, I've got quite a few of the games. Certainly I played 20 years ago. I've got quite a few of those which still work, mainly through GOG.com, Good Old Games. They're a great place to get older games from. They also do quite a few new stuff. They're the people who've done the Witcher series, and I buy my Witcher series through them rather than Steam. It costs £1 more. I prefer letting the money go direct to the developers. But they have a lot of older games, and one thing they do is they take them up, they pull them apart, get them to work, and they actually put down what operating systems they'll work on. And if they don't, you've got 2 months to say this isn't working, can I have my money back please? And that's all it takes. Yeah, it's an advert for GOG. I don't get anything from it. Such the satisfaction of knowing it. Yeah, another good there is another good games place out there, not just Steam. I'll tell you, well, yeah, quick go. I bought Freedom Force. I bought it when it first came out and played it to death. No, it doesn't work on the 10. Steam still has it, doesn't tell you it doesn't work. Until you try it, until you buy it and try it, it doesn't work on the 10. Quite a few of the comments said it didn't, and others said it does. You know, typical Steam. So I got it from GOG. Now there it states it works on the 10. We have fixed it. And they're right, they've fixed it. I played it. So yeah, so older games I tend to go to GOG for. Let them do the work to get it to work properly. Anyway, with that, I'm going to start the wind down. So thank you very much for watching. Sorry about the rather disjointed commentary. Try and do better next time. If you like what you saw, please consider leaving a like. If you're not a subscriber, go on, subscribe. You know you really want to. This is one of 4 different maps I play, plus Motorsport, no, frozen maps, plus Motorsport Manager. God, I'm on this 6 days a week again. I keep trying to cut down and don't. It's like a heavy smoker trying to cut down. Right, if you've got any comments, questions, queries, or anything at all you want to say about life, universe, and everything, quick mention if anybody knows where that comes from. That quote. It's quite an easy one. Just drop down whatever you want in the comment section. I read everyone, so be warned. I try and reply to everyone. So with that, it's me saying cheerio for now. Cheerio.